Me, ma, moo. Oh, hey, we're live, folks. Welcome back to another episode of Mountain Bike Q&A. Holy cow, folks, I don't know if you're aware of this. This is my 50th episode, and I'm so excited. Yay, 50. I never thought I'd get past two or one. I figured no one would be involved in this or wanting to be involved in this. And I can't thank you guys enough for doing this. It means everything to me. If you're a person that comes on all the time and watches it, thank you so much for the support. And if you're new to the channel, thank you and welcome to Mountain Bike Q&A. You could leave a like and subscribe if you want. No hard feelings if you don't. But again, just to remind you guys, after this, it'll also be on your Spotify and your iTunes. And if you are listening to it on Spotify and iTunes, if you could leave one of those little reviews or something, gets me all warm and fuzzy inside, you know, if I see something like that. Also, if you want, I always lose, you guys know it, my train of thought. I just got a new batch of these stickers. Look at that mug, lady. Huh? If you're on Spotify, I'm making the same face my sticker is. If you guys want some stickers, DM me on the Instagram at Mountain Bike Q&A. Let's swap stickers. You can end up on the wall of fame here. Anywho, I've yapped enough. Let's get to who we want to listen to tonight, and that is Robert. Ladies and gentlemen, Robert.
Hey.
How you doing,
No, we're
brother?
here to listen to Johnny.
No, nobody wants to hear me. We're here for you.
50 episodes. That's pretty impressive, man.
I never thought. I never thought in a lifetime that this would happen. Look at you see the comment section here.
Yeah, it's blowing up.
Look at there, Steve, spokesman.
I see spokesman mountain biking there. It looks like we got Brayson Martinez. Hi, Brayson. Glad you could join us.
Trail Monster in the house. We got Mark Hill, the segment. Oh man, so much trying to get the whole shot. That is your show, Mark. That's not mine. I'm not stealing it. Trail Pimp is in the house. Trail Pimp. He says, hello, you beautiful people. Maybe him. I don't know.
Nothing beautiful here. Sorry, but
ladies and gentlemen, Jarno, Fractured Rider, all the way from Finland. 50 episodes deep. That's right, brother. Thank you for your support. Straight Line, Jacob. Hola todos.
Hola.
Get over to his channel. He just started reviewing again. Straight Line MTB. MTB Nick. Johnny U. What's going on, brother? And look at that. Who's Bryson?
Brayson would be my grandson. Hi, Brayson.
This guy has a grandson, folks.
I have a grandson. I sort of cheated my way into having a grandson. I actually have 8, if you can believe that. 8 grandkids. Right. 1 girl, 7 boys. So yeah, my wife had 4 kids from her previous marriage, and so I inherited all of them when we got married.
That is awesome. What a brood.
Yeah. And the grandkids are, partly the inspiration for sharing the stuff on my channel. They're always asking, what do you do on the weekends? It seems like, you're always way out. They come to Colorado, they're in Texas. And so, Colorado is kind of a whole new experience for them anyway. So they come to Colorado and, like, what do you do in the mountains, every weekend? So it's like, well, start sharing it on YouTube. Always wanted to do YouTube anyway. So, I can blame it on the grandkids that, I made something out of it.
Grandkids made you do it.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. We got Marty Richards, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from New Zealand. What's up, MTV?
Wow, New Zealand.
Yeah, I had him on my last episode. Awesome. Incredible guy. Do you know George Banos?
George Banos. Yes, I do.
Nice.
I guess it would be my son-in-law.
You've got so
I'm
much.
I'm not very good at the whole family, terminology, but
my camera keeps vibrating. That's a pain.
Thanks for joining, George.
You know what?
Joshua Martinez, there's another one.
Joshua Martinez, another family member.
Yeah,
This is
they're my first supporters and continue to be my number one fans probably.
I love that.
There's a lot of other fans at this point, which I'm extremely excited about, and just amazed at how many people tune into my channel and have subscribed to it. And there's even some supporters on Buy Me a Coffee. They're Ben and Kathy and Jonathan and Janie. It's just amazing. I can't believe all the support and all that I get back, and that really makes it a lot of fun and really worthwhile sharing this stuff, because YouTube kind of starts out like a void, a vacuum. You just put stuff in it and it disappears into the void, until you start getting comments back and interaction with the audience and stuff. It's hard to know if anybody likes it, how what they think of it, all that kind of stuff. So
I promise I'm listening to you. I'm trying to fix the vibration on my camera here. I'm putting some tape on it. But you brought up an interesting thing, the Buy Me a Coffee. Mm-hmm. I saw that on yours, and I was like, what is that? So
that's
it, and I was like, I want some coffee.
Right.
I'd like to make up
two
the
platforms,
the lights, and the
there's Buy Me a Coffee and there's Patreon that most YouTubers seem to use. And Patreon's probably the more popular one, but I like coffee. I drink a lot of coffee. So I went with Buy Me a Coffee, but it does basically the same thing as Patreon. There's a membership in there. You can join that and get access to, exclusive content, kind of blog post style. Yeah. These Centennial single track rides I do, I put longer versions of the trails I rode on there that aren't edited. So, if you want to see the whole trail, you can watch that. Kind of the standard YouTube stuff.
But how does that work out? It goes on to the coffee page? You just post it there, or?
It goes on to YouTube, and it just remains unlisted on YouTube. So basically all you need is the link. So if you know somebody who's on Buy Me a Coffee, they can, slip you the link and you can watch it. But they're just not public, videos. They're unlisted. But if you have the link, you can watch it, and those are accessible in Buy Me a Coffee. So, it works. It kind of keeps me from putting stuff out there public, like the whole trail. Nobody wants, a lot of people don't want to watch that, short attention spans and whatnot. So, but if you're really interested in a trail, then you still got the chance, to watch most of it. I don't record 100% of every trail,
but, you can't.
It's just, logistical, a storage nightmare trying to do that. And,
MTB, Mountain Biking Adventures made it. That's
MTBing Adventures. All right.
Am I wrong? Is that Everstoke?
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for coming, Aaron.
Okay. Thanks, brother. Love your stuff too. Holy cow. I just saw you get the icon and you're looking at it, and I don't know about you, but do you immerse yourself in the YouTube realm a lot?
Do I what?
Immerse yourself in the YouTube realm a lot with mountain biking?
I kind of have, two habits on YouTube. One is mountain biking and the other is music. Yeah. So I do watch a lot of mountain biking, and that was kind of inspired me to want to share content too. Colorado's just got so much mountain biking, and the YouTube channels will hit a trail here and there, but I mean, there are so many trails in Colorado that you just, it's an endless supply. So,
yeah, that's, I was wondering, well, cause I'm just mentioning, I saw his, your little thumbnail or whatever you call those things, your little icon, or, and I'm like, I know that, but I know I've seen so many that I have trouble keeping up with it.
Yeah.
Here you go. Trail Pimp just wants to know, is that a timing belt on your wall?
It looks like one. It's actually an old chain ring off of old bikes. The top one's kind of converted into a clock. The video's backward. I can't tell what I'm doing.
Okay, yeah,
that's a clock, and that's a little bike and a whirly-giggy thing. You can play with it.
A whirly-giggy thing.
Yeah. So good use of old bike parts. You can. Fit
So
them into things.
to back up, as always that I do, you're a Coloradian. You're from Colorado.
I am from Colorado. I was born in Colorado
Oh, okay.
and born, raised here and spent most of my life in Colorado, a little bit in Texas for a little short stint, and
Yeah.
ran back to Colorado right away. So,
So being from Colorado, you're a mountain. Were you a mountain biker first, or were you a skier first?
I was a mountain biker first.
Okay.
Mountain bikers, kind of a stretch, maybe. I grew up with the typical, Walmart special bikes, the Huffy, whatever, from Walmart. They were generally too small for me. I'm 6'4" tall. So I ride an extra large bike.
Holy cow, you're a big boy.
So, when I was a teenager, most of the bikes I rode were too small for me. It's always bashing my knees on the handlebars and things like that, so I didn't really buy my first real mountain bike that was fit for me, until probably my 30s.
Nice. What do you remember that bike? Do you remember your first real mountain bike?
Yeah, I think it was a Kona Fire Mountain, a 26-inch hardtail. Probably put a couple thousand miles on it, mostly around the western slope here, Durango, and that. That I'd say that's my first real bike, and it did really good. It was a hardtail, so you couldn't push it through some, the black diamond stuff, too well. Well, I pushed it literally, I pushed that bike a lot.
Pushing it, I can't make it over. But when did you get, like, before this whole YouTube started, like, was mountain biking already in you? Like, when you first started hitting the trails out there, because I'm sure you had trails way before we had trails in Miami here. Like, so was that something like as soon as you sat down on the bike, boom, I want to do this?
My mountain biking story is a little different. So, I had the bikes as a kid, the various bikes, and I rode them now and then, hit some trails here and there, but, wasn't anything like a, serious mountain biker in any way. And then when I was a young teenager, I got a motorcycle for Christmas. It was a Honda trail bike, a real quiet, 125 cc motor. And, I just rode the wheels off of that thing and wore out the motor. And then I found another motor in a 3-wheeler and put it in there, and it was complete with the thumb throttle and all that,
Oh my gosh.
But I was always disappointed on the motorcycle that, there's always trails that I couldn't ride because, they weren't open to motorized travel. And, as soon as I got on, that Kona Fire Mountain, I realized, man, I can cover so much more ground on a mountain bike, go all these places that you can't go on a motorcycle, and, ride, darn near just as many miles, in a day. Yeah. Maybe it took a little longer, and the mountain bike was all the things I loved about that motorbike, because it was a really quiet motorbike. It was slow. It wasn't, you're in, your rip up the trails bike, it was a trail bike, trials.
Yeah.
So I just fell in love with mountain biking, and the motorcycle kind of, it was on its last leg anyway. So, it just never got fixed again.
I thought maybe you disappointed whoever gave it to you. It was like, well, I got you a motorcycle. Hold on. Steve here says you got to, what is that spin? Steve wants you to spin that wheel behind you and let's see what you won.
Right. Yeah.
What is that thing behind you? What is that spinner thing?
With the Beyond X logo in the middle of it?
Yeah.
That is, it was a clock, and it had these, it's got those Roman numerals around the edge, and I didn't like it much. So I took the hands off of it and put my logo on it. And now it's a place where I can put some stickers and stuff. And Steve's is up there.
Oh,
yours is up there somewhere, Steve.
Somewhere. I got a boatload. Steve's is somewhere up here, right there. There you go, Steve.
All right.
So in Colorado, I mean, did you start out in Durango, or have you been all over the place in Durango or in Colorado? Sorry. I told you, I warned you ahead of time. I've got 2 dogs. My wife is out and about, and I've got dogs that are going to be, come here, all over the place. Come here, buddy. Let's talk. I'm talking to somebody. Okay.
Yeah, I was born in Denver and kind of grew up around Denver and Colorado Springs, and kind of hung around the Front Range, most of my younger life, up to 30 or so, and then spent a little time in Buena Vista, and then came over to the West Slope because honestly, the Front Range just got too busy for me, and I wanted to be further out and more in the mountains and the woods and more solitude and all that. And the West Slope was really inviting for that, so that's why I came over here and been here ever since. Now I'm right down in the southwest corner of the state where the Four Corners are. Four Corners, by the way, is the center of the known universe, directly over the center of the earth. So,
what?
Yeah.
No, that's made up. That's what you Colorado people are.
So, yeah, honestly, everywhere on the earth is over the center of the earth. But Four Corners is kind of unique because it kind of is the center of everything. I mean, within a day's drive, if you draw a 1 day radius around the Four Corners area, there's everything. It's Salt Lake's easy day, Moab's a couple hours away,
Wow.
Phoenix, and Sedona and all that is, 4 or 5 hours away. Albuquerque, Colorado Springs, Denver, Grand Junction,
Holy cow.
Be mountain biking Moab in 2 hours, and
So
another
you
2
could-
hours be, backcountry skiing and, 14,000 foot peaks. So it's kind of the location here is just awesome.
So you've got the lungs, you've got the altitude lungs. You've been there your whole life.
Yeah. I've been here my whole life. Yeah, I got the altitude lungs. The problem I have is heat. I don't do well with heat.
I was going to bring that up later. We love Miami. It's been over like high 80s still, and today was close to 80% humidity, and it's miserable. It's getting better. Like I might have to break out a light jacket soon if it gets to the 70s. But it's okay, Steve. It's one of the reasons why he moved there. This is a great area point, a great point to start from. He rides anywhere. So you fell in love with mountain biking.
Yeah.
And you told me you're a government guy.
Right.
you do government work.
I do. That's my real job.
Real job is government man.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're like, you know what? I really like this mountain biking thing. Let's start a channel.
Mm-hmm.
How did that come about? How did Beyond X come about?
Well, I mean, a lot of my background is in engineering. So, I like technical things, I really like, making blueprint drawings and, all that kind of stuff. So, photography and the camera and all that, is kind of along that same line and something I really enjoy tinkering with, So, it's into photography, I mean, since I was, 10, so,
okay, yeah.
I really have always enjoyed photography, and then video is, kind of the same thing, but a whole different thing. And I like to learn new things, so the video challenge, I'm mountain biking anyway. I love mountain biking. And, I like tinkering with things, and the video was really fun. And YouTube itself is just this giant challenge. Like, can you produce stuff for YouTube that, people watch, and so it's kind of a challenge to me, to see if I could, produce content, and just kind of a deeper down desire to share what I do, kind of starting with my grandkids, they're always asking what I'm doing, but the places I get to go on the mountain bike are just, so amazing. And, not everybody can do that, so, I mean, the opportunity to be able to share it, and I'm riding all these trails anyway, and it's stuff I want to do anyway, I'm just adding a camera to it, and, endless hours of editing time, but, but, it's just, it makes it more fun. I really enjoy doing it. So, that's why I'm doing it.
Now, did you first start off the YouTube page as like, because I know some people have started their YouTube page off as like just kind of a place to put the video. Let's just put it here. Mm-hmm. Like I like riding. I have video. Let's just put it here. Let's see what happens, or not even see what happens. Like I have another YouTube page for I was a movie critic for years, and my mom, it's a Miami based, and it was before I was on their website for the channel that I work for. I put it on YouTube so my mom in Maryland could watch it. Never cared for, I have like 20 subscribers still, I think last time I checked. But was that something like you just wanted to put it there, or you were like, I want to share it?
So I've had this YouTube account for 15 years probably, and occasionally I'd upload a little video to it, and I'd delete it, because nobody watched it. And,
Yeah.
so, it was a place to put things, maybe I'd, share it with, a family member or something like that, hey, check this out. I went here, but never really put the effort into, like making real videos. But I kind of always had that in the back of my mind, like, I really want to make like a really good, a real video, but always wondering, yeah, what would I do? I don't know if anybody likes what I do or whatever, I forget who, I ended up watching a lot of YouTube videos, the instructional ones, what to do on YouTube, how to, write your scripts or do your filming and, all that kind of stuff. And, one of them said, do what you know,
Yeah.
and what I know is mountain biking, and the mountains, like that's my thing. That's what I love. And that's what I really want to share anyway. The mountain bike is a great way to share it. Just because, you cover a lot of country and see, there's, I don't know, my videos kind of, there's some people who watch mountain biking videos because they want to know about a trail, and they want to see all the trail features,
Yeah.
And imagine there's other people that watch mountain bike videos because they want to see the area, like, what's Moab like? It's got to be pretty neat, So maybe they're looking more at the scenery, and not really caring about the trail so much, So, I kind of wanted to combine those two in my videos a little more than what I see on other YouTube content. It's just, more scenery, more B-roll, more of that kind of stuff. And it takes a lot of time to do that. It's much easier just to bomb down a trail with a camera on your chest and, record the trail. But, the more time I can put into a video and, showcase the scenery and, the town that it's nearby, in the case of Centennial single track, the more I enjoy the video. So, if I enjoy that, maybe there's some other people out there to do too.
Yeah. You're talking about like whether people want to watch it and trying to figure out doing something different or adding something a little bit more to the video than just a riding video. Just strap a camera on your chest. Like I've done one riding video. I think I've done shorts, but one riding video. And it's like, I don't know what I can bring differently, especially down here. This is why you said, do what you know. I know how to talk.
You're doing it right now.
Yeah, I know how to talk. This is what I know how to do. I don't know if I can bring anything new to my channel. I do have some ideas for stuff. And you've inspired me. Just watching like over the last week, just immersing myself into your stuff.
I appreciate that.
You've inspired me. Has anyone, other trail riders or other mountain bike YouTubers inspired you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, Aaron, MTBing Adventures is one of them, and his buddy Brian Kennedy at BKXC, huge inspirations. I always watch them, on YouTube, checking out mountain biking videos. And they came out to Colorado. I think I don't know if it was a year ago or maybe 2 years ago at this point. It was in the fall, and I got to haul them all around my favorite trails around Durango for a week, and had a blast with them. And you get to meet these kind of bigger names in YouTube mountain biking, and discover that they're down to earth, normal, great people, what you would expect to ride bikes with. They're just like everybody else, and it's awesome. So I think there's kind of a community in the YouTube creatorship that is pretty amazing, and filled with amazing people,
it is. You're bringing up a great point. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how great this community is. I mean, you've got these, I'm interviewing you. I get to meet you, and then I get, you know, Trail Pimp and Spokesman and Mountain Biking Adventures, and I've interviewed BKXC, and it's just everyone is so there's no ego in this. What I've yet to find any kind of ego that like somebody's like above everybody else. Yes, there are people that ride better than, you know, other people, but
Oh, yeah.
do you find that? I mean, inspiration is almost as good as perspiration. This character down here, how did you get to know Steve? I mean, speaking of community,
Well, that's a good question. I think I was
I'm here for.
watching his channel by virtue of, you know, having tuned into MTBing Adventures and BKXC somehow, and somehow I gleaned that he was coming to Durango. So I think I hit him up on Instagram or something, you know, like, hey, we should ride sometime. And so I've only known him since 6 or 8 months, something like that, Steve. Hasn't been that long, but I mean, Steve's an awesome person. Yet another example. I mean, you know, you know, ego, there is no place for ego in YouTube. I mean, if ego has to go out the window, or you won't stick your neck out in front of a camera and embarrass yourself. You know, you can't have ego and do that. So, you know, I don't think there's room for ego in YouTube. But yeah, yet another example. Steve is just, you know, way down to earth and way cool and chill and a blast to ride with, and a great rider, and, you know, yeah, just a lot of fun. So,
How's the community in your area?
as far as like mountain biking,
The mountain biking community. I mean,
yeah.
how's your neighborhood?
Pretty good. Mountain biking here is big. I'm not in Durango. I'm a little southwest of that, a little place called Cortez, but a very popular trail system here called Phil's World. So, you know, there's a huge influx of riders that come to Phil's World, and there's some other, you know, there's a lot of mountain biking around here. So, yeah, it's definitely not the mountain biking town that Durango is. You know, I mean, Durango had the, you know, World Cup races or whatever, you know, net overend and all that. You know, Cortez didn't have that, you know, but I mean, yeah, I mean, huge part of the community here is mountain bikers. I mean, you see them on, you know, every fifth car going by. So,
well, yeah, you actually have mountains.
Yeah.
Again, I get all thrown off because I'm in Florida, Miami here, and it's flat. I mean, yeah, we have your little ups and downs and stuff like that, but I just find it interesting when I watch your videos or Aaron's or Spokesman or anybody straight line. There's a lot of pedaling up, but then you get that beautiful little downhill.
Yeah.
And it's just so sweet where you don't pedal. I don't know that here. If you stop pedaling, you fall over here.
Right.
It's so amazing.
There's some places like that, you know, out here out in the desert, but yeah, we got plenty of mountains, you know, and different kinds of mountains too. You know, we have, you know, the 14,000 foot peaks, you know, we have the mesas and plateaus of the, you know, desert out west, and the canyons, you know, so a lot of different kinds of riding terrain and different kinds of trails. But yeah, most of them involve, you know, a substantial amount of climbing to get the payoff. But that's part of the fun, you know, at least for me it is.
You earn it.
Yeah.
Fractured Rod or Jarno pedaling. Ew.
Right.
He takes this little thing that you hold on to and you go up.
There's times I think that, you know, like when I'm pedaling up, you know, there's quite a few motorized trails around here, and I ride them on the mountain bike. And every time I'm on one of those, I think, man, e-bike might be a good idea. You know?
I was gonna say that to one of the places you were doing. God, we'll get to you. There's so much, folks, with this guy. I don't even know where to begin. It's like it's all over the place because he's got like so many great videos, so many great rides in so many places. But you do earn your downhill because your videos, a lot of people just cut the climb and go to the downhill. And I think it was, let me see which I had to take notes. I'm sorry. I apologize for this because you had so much. Which one was it? Was it the Moab where you saw Mo and Hannah?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
you kept the climbing on that. And I don't know if did you purposely do that for comedy? I don't know if you remember the video. There's a lot of quick
Yeah.
cuts. You're like, it's hot.
Yeah.
There's a climb.
Well,
It's
yeah, that particular trail is so well built that the climb is such an amazing ride by itself. And so I kind of started with that. Like I wanted to keep a lot of the climb in there because Captain Ahab is, I mean, just like the best built trail, up and down. It's just such a fun ride. It's just as fun going up as it is down. So I wanted to keep a lot in there, but I kept whittling it down, but then like then I started realizing how much I was really, griping about the heat and, so, I ended up keeping all those little bits and strung them together. So, it kind of turned into more of a comedic thing when it started out as, man, this is a really great trail. I really want to show this,
I thought it was great. The first 5 minutes of it, of you just cutting the quick edits of one sentence to another sentence to another sentence. I was giggling out loud. And then like the rest of the videos, you actually riding, which I thought was great. It was just like, okay, here's the comedy. You captured the funny and then captured the fun all in one video. I thought it was great.
That's something about doing mountain biking videos. I mean, sometimes I'll start with like a script, like this is what I want to do, what I want to talk about. But it's like a live documentary too, right? You almost can't have a script because something is going to change, no matter what you do. You cannot stick to a prescribed plan, unless you have, a whole camera crew and, you're, making those kind of videos. But this is like live action view, you're basically making a little mini documentary out of it. And so, you got to go with what you got, and it doesn't always go the way you plan. So, that's part of the fun and part of the challenge of, making videos, entertaining and still trying to achieve what you wanted to with the video, is piecing all that together in post and, making it something that's meaningful and congruent, and ties together well, which, I'm obviously still learning a lot about that, but, I keep trying to progress a little at a time,
Oh, the growth is amazing. Because you started this, what was it, 5 years ago? You had a YouTube page? I did deep dive and I mean, honestly,
I had this page for about 15 years, probably. Well, not this page, but this account for probably 15 years. I think I started this channel. I mean, I really started working on this channel probably a year and a half or 2 years ago.
This one says, this last one here, 5 years at the bike packing white rim in 2 days.
Yeah, that's one of those I put on there for a place to put it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
people seem to like it, so it stayed.
How was the progression, or how was the learning curve for you as a government employee? A bunch of people think you're a FBI agent, and we won't get deep into it.
I could tell you, but not before you sign an NDA.
But like, was there like, did you post? Did you? It's hard to do work and then come and do this.
Yeah, for sure.
I wish I could do it full time.
Yeah.
To go from your day job to posting on YouTube and then realizing, okay, wait, let me try to kind of perfect this before I actually put it out there. How long was that? Or did you just like, okay, I'm going to just start cutting on iMovie or something? Wow, bad question. Or it just came out bad.
Yeah. I mean, there was the apprehension, like, man, what if people at work, watch this and, they think I'm goofy for doing this, and that kind of stuff, or my friends, like, so there was definitely a period where, I was trying to perfect my craft a little bit, so to speak, before I really, release stuff to the public, but not much. I mean, I kind of got to a point, probably, 2 or 3 videos in, honestly, where, it's like, you just got to put it out there and see what
Yeah.
happens. I mean,
Yeah. Throw it up against the wall and see what sticks,
Yeah. That's part of the learning process. So, you put them out there, see what happens. And, initially, there aren't many comments, I haven't even gotten what I would consider a negative comment yet. Maybe one, in all the videos. The fact is that people don't seem to comment on videos all that much. And so trying to get the feedback from the community who watches videos is probably the hardest thing, on your content, unless it's just like, I don't know, you do something so flippant that somebody, has to comment, or you do something so great, that people comment, and, they're few and far between either way, honestly. So, getting that feedback's hard. So it's kind of a, like saying it was a vacuum, that's kind of what I meant is, it's hard to get the feedback. So you keep trying to improve and, watching other people's videos and, taking what you can from, the few comments you get and, on YouTube or otherwise, and try to, perfect the craft a little further, from that, but it's a slow process because, it is kind of hard to get that feedback sometimes.
I feel like, even with this channel, if people are watching, I don't think you're going to get anything negative. I don't think I've gotten a negative anything, maybe from my wife afterward. Like, you should have asked this question.
Right.
Well, you should have popped it up in the comment section. I'm actually doing the talking. But I feel like people invest their time to watch your stuff. If they're going to take the time to watch a 15-minute ride video or hour and a half, 2-hour podcast, that they're there for a reason. They want to see it. They're going to like it. They're there to support you. You haven't gotten any negative feedback.
Yeah, I wouldn't say so.
Yeah, I was going to say, no.
It's been, there's been some constructive criticism, maybe, and like mostly from my wife, probably. I always bounce my videos off of her, like, hey, honey, what do you think of this video? What do you think of that? And she rides mountain bike a little bit, on easy trails and stuff, but she's not like doesn't watch YouTube. I mean, what 99% of the people who watch mountain bike videos are apparently male, although there's some theory that maybe the YouTube account is just, the husbands and the wife watches on it or something.
Yeah, no,
but, it seems to be predominantly, so, my wife's, not that into, watching mountain biking videos. So, she's probably, my best critic, like, she can, tell me straight to my face, yeah, that was stupid. Don't say that, or things like that. So
Here goes. Steve brings up a great thing. The Pink Bike disagrees, but the videos out there are by the folks who are still ramping up it in the genre. It doesn't need to be cinematic to be great. Somebody else brought this up. A couple of people brought this up, and someone actually DM'd me tonight about, did you watch the Pink Bike video by Lone Ranger? No,
like
I take the look on your face. They were slamming Pink Bike, I guess, slammed other creators because some creators like us are just putting out hundreds and millions of gigabytes of videos that nobody needs to watch because we're not shredders, we're not sending it, we're not Remy Métiers, if you will. No offense, Remy. You're in a class of your own.
Too.
Yeah, no, I don't think anybody on here is Remy. But how do you feel about that? Do you think I think videos like yours are needed? I personally watch videos of trails down here still because I only go to a couple trail systems down here, and there's a few more that I want to get to, and I watch them for reasons that you put them out to get to know the trail, to know what's coming up next.
Right.
Do you think that people need to be incredible mountain bike racers in order to put out content, or? Absolutely
not. And I think that's the essence of YouTube. It's YouTube. Like, you do what you want to do. It's your freedom of speech. Your content, your choice. If you put it out there and nobody watches it, oh well. If you put it out there and people do, then people find it interesting. Even if it's, not, the highest production value or, the best cameras or, best sound or all that kind of stuff, I mean, shoot, that it's the 3 or 4 people that, they're the faithful subscribers that always watch your videos, that always find something interesting, and they support you on the side too. In my case, there's a few that support me financially a little bit too, through membership and stuff. It's those few that, I keep doing it for, and I think that's the essence of YouTube. If there's only 3 people that tune in, but, it's beneficial or educational or, entertaining for them, I say keep doing it,
Yeah, I mean, I love watching the great riders, of course. It makes you sick watching it sometimes, but it's us littler guys that are, someone puts it up here. Hold on, here we go. Small content creators are way more relatable to watch. I love to watch the pros, but probably would have never got into the sport. Exactly. Like people like you are inspiring the next generation of mountain bikers.
That's the hope. You want those to be real people, real, mountain biking, real, personalities, not something constructed and, out of this world, that, a new mountain biker, somebody considering getting into mountain biking would be like, man, that's like so unrealistic for me, like, why should I even try that? But I think, when people get to see real people doing real mountain biking on YouTube and, making all their mistakes and having their crashes, it's inspiring, to the next generation. And, that's my hope, kind of comes back to the grandkids again. I really hope that, they'd get into mountain biking. I think it'd be awesome.
Oh, that's great. JT, the Dusty Dutchman, was the one who brought that up, DM'd me about it, just because, and it brings up a great point, because you and I are not big yet, if you will.
Right.
Subscribership, whatever you want to call it. We are big in our own, what we're doing, I think, is important. And we're bringing a community together. The numbers, as we all say, don't matter. But I feel like it's us, or everybody, not just the pros, but we're all a community of creators that are inspiring other people.
Yeah. And whether it's mountain biking or creating content or, instructional videos or educational stuff.
Or reviews or whatever.
It comes back to the, YouTube community in general, all these creators are real people, it's an awesome community, so yeah, I think that's part of, the whole YouTube world is, real people doing real things.
And now, inspiring, you bring up your grandkids. Have you gotten any of these little ones on bikes yet?
I don't know for sure. I don't know that. I mean, none of them are in the, like hardcore mountain biking yet. They're all too young for that. Yeah. Probably. Not all of them, but, but yeah, I think, they come out here and they talk about wanting to, ride mountain bikes, and Brayson has come out here and ridden, mom's bike around, some, and, he's excited to come, ride trails and things. So yeah, I think, if it's not inspiring them to do it right now, at least it's a seed planted, in their back of their brain that, maybe someday they will, when they have the, gumption to do it or the energy or whatever. If I can plant that seed, that's more than I could have hoped for, probably.
Yeah, but even if they don't mountain bike, you're also probably just inspiring them to do something for themselves. Mm-hmm. By doing because you don't need this YouTube thing. You're an agent for the government.
Right. Yeah, that's true. I don't need the YouTube thing.
You don't need it, but you're doing it for gosh darn fun.
Yeah.
Beyond X. Let's talk about that. How did that name was that? I love the origin of names for these channels. Mine was just as dumb as the day is long. going to ask some questions. I'm going to get some answers about mountain bikes. Easy, boom, done.
Direct and
Throw
to
it
the
out there.
point.
How did Beyond X happen?
So, the beyond part was, like, I want to go beyond, I mean, I'm always wanting to go beyond. And that's kind of, what I had in my mind when I was thinking about, what do I want to, do for a channel and videos, my mantra or fault, whichever way you want to look at it, is, exploration. I always want to see what's beyond the next hill. I can't stop myself, like I always got to go beyond, and it's like, well, that's my theme. That's what I know, like I like to, just keep going beyond and seeing what's out there. The X part, if I'm being honest, the X part is really probably just, I didn't know what I wanted to do exactly. Is it beyond backcountry skiing, beyond running, beyond hiking, exploring, or whatever, I knew mountain biking is a big part of that. But I didn't want to, I didn't want to box myself into any little thing, because I do have all these various interests, in outdoor adventure. And so X is just kind of a variable, and that kind of comes back to the, engineering nerd side of me, is the variable X, so so X can mean anything, is beyond biking or beyond hiking, whatever,
Oh, I just love that. Like now I'm pigeonholed into asking people questions about my name, but you're like beyond X.
Yeah.
I can go anywhere with that.
Yeah.
And then you just stuck with biking, though. But your videos do showcase you doing some hiking and adventures as well.
Yeah. I've played with that a little bit of backcountry skiing, a little bit of running. I'm not exceptional at either of those. And, they get views, and I think people watch them, find them entertaining. Mountain biking by far has been the popular, the one that gets the most views in that. So, I tend to just do more of that. But I didn't want to pigeonhole myself into just mountain biking. So, I throw some other content out there occasionally.
Yeah.
Depends on how adventurous I'm feeling.
It's your channel.
Yeah.
And it's beyond X.
That's right.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like I was going to Beyond XXX channel, had trouble getting the wife on board with that. Don't Google that, folks. I guarantee
right.
Actually, you can Google it. Do whatever you want.
That's a good one. I hadn't heard that one before.
Beyond triple X.
Yeah.
So you're throwing out these videos. Let's pop this up, folks. If you're on Spotify or the iTunes thing, I'm throwing up his YouTube page here on the channel. You travel a lot. Look at that. I mean, he's all over the place, folks. Look at this. Salt Lake City, the whole enchilada, big lick, Slick Rock, just Durango, Sedona. I'm going to take this away now. You travel to these places. You're a van lifer. Tell me about that.
Well, I'm not a van lifer.
I'm
a van weekender.
Van weekender. Very good. Tell me about that.
And like I was saying about the Four Corners, like all these places you just saw, probably all of them are within a day's drive from the Four Corners. That's the variety we have around here, which is just amazing. If you're going to be a mountain biking YouTuber and want variety, this is the place to be, I think, because there's just everything around here. But yeah, I have a van. My wife and I built it into a camper. It's just an old Chevy Express we picked up from a college kid that was selling it. And right now it's got 230,000 miles on it.
Nice.
But yeah, we fix it into a camper, and we can cook in there, and sink and stove and bed and all that. The weekend warrior mobile for sure. I mean, that's the way to go in my mind. I don't particularly like sleeping on the ground unless I'm, bike packing or something where I'm kind of forced to, so I love it. I think the van's great, and, I'm hoping to upgrade, to a newer van here soon before, the wheels fall off this thing, but
Jarner's government agency and vans. I know it.
Yeah. Right.
I shouldn't have brought up the whole Fed thing.
Right.
My buddy Tony's in here. If you like wrestling and all things pop culture, Tone and Entertainment, the most fun place. Where's the most? I was going to get to this, but let's just throw it out there. Fun place.
The most fun place?
It's probably going to be Everstoke soon.
Right. Yeah, mountain biking adventures. I've been trying to get out there forever, and things just keep coming out. And it might be next spring now, but yeah, excited to get out to California more.
Yeah.
But yeah, my favorite place. Oh, that is a really hard one.
It's hard to put a pin on it
because there's so much variety here, and they all have their unique flavors. Moab is Moab. Sedona is Sedona. The mountains around here, Rico, and Salt Creek Trail and Durango, everything has its own flavor. So, I mean, I don't think I could name a favorite, to be honest with you. Although I think I do tend to gravitate more toward the high altitude,
it's
Colorado
in your
Trail.
It's in your blood. You got that altitude blood.
Yeah. So, if I had to choose just one place, it'd have to be near Timberline, probably.
Back to the van and traveling a lot. Your wife's on board with this.
Yeah, she comes with me on a lot of it, and like I said, I try to squeeze her in a video once in a while, but I got to sneak it in. Much to her chagrin, but once it's on YouTube, then I tell her I can't delete it. So.
Like, honey, you probably have to get her approval first. You can't just throw people on there right. Without the approval. You get her approval.
Yeah, it's yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
I get it afterward. Put it out
by
there.
The way, honey, I just posted a video with you in it. I can't delete it. Sorry, YouTube doesn't have a delete button.
Yeah. So can I leave it up there? I guess.
Yeah.
So she's just awesome. She goes with me a lot. We try to make it our adventure when we can. She works and I work. So sometimes it doesn't always work out that we do things together, but we do as much as we can. And she loves hiking and loves being outdoors, and loves the high country too, and the desert.
I guess you married her for a reason. Like she, you got the same likes at least.
Yeah, that's a big part of it.
She likes the outdoors. You like the outdoors. She gets to hang out with the dog and the van and the nature.
Right.
While you go skin your knees up.
And she's an awesome cook, which is really high on the list. So.
What's her name?
Her name's Mariana.
Mariana.
Yeah.
You got 1+ already. You got a couple. You got a bunch of pluses.
Yeah, Mariana.
You can show her this section of the
she's
thing.
The wind beneath my wings. The air in my tires.
The something beneath something. She's not here today, folks. I'm sorry. We're getting some questions here in the comment section.
Yeah.
Maddie Trail Pimp would like to know, what kind of bike do you ride now?
Now I ride a Yeti SB 130 lunch ride. So that means it's like a 137 instead of a 130 strictly. It has the 160 forks on the front instead of the 150. So tiny bit more suspension, a little more, downhill worthy, I guess. But it's really a cross country bike. Climbs excellent, and it handles anything I push it through, on the downhills, at least at my skill level. So I love it. I did side jobs, all summer, to pay for it, but I'm glad I did it, So
I love your level. I'm going to slap the taste out of your mouth. His level, folks, if you haven't watched his videos yet, when you're done this, or if you can put up a new window, go and subscribe to his channel right now. If you're listening on Spotify, go into a window, subscribe to his channel. It's so good. So good. I'm running out of adjectives. Actually, I've only used one. Good. Finland would like to know one question from beyond. When descending, flow or chunk? I'll answer it for you from watching.
Okay. Let's see how you do.
And am I wrong? Chunk.
Yeah. Definitely chunk. Although I do love me a good flow trail, but I am not a jumper, and I don't know, go watch Durango flow trail. You'll see right away I'm not a jumper. So, I'm not good at that. I jump when I need to, like, when it's the backcountry and there's a, mandatory gap and like, it snuck up on me. Yeah, absolutely. But I don't know, I haven't had a lot of time to spend on flow trails. I'd probably like them a lot more if I spent more time on them, but I really, really enjoy the chunk, and when you're in the high country, that's kind of, all it is chunk and, bits of flow here and there.
All it is.
I love the technical, aspect of it. So yeah,
All your videos.
I'm a chunk guy.
Every time I watch your video, I'm like, is there dirt anywhere near this guy?
This is all rock.
Sand and rock.
Talus.
You're like a magnet for chunk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
You got to be willing to push your bike here and there if you want to go beyond, right?
What's funny about the GoPro though? You don't see the down, but when you're going up, it actually looks worse. Everyone has that GoPro effect, but when I watch videos going up, I'm like, I commented on one of you, like my lungs were burning watching you go up the chunk, and it looked so steep. I can't remember which one was it. I wrote down some of them. I can't remember. What was it? Something Poncho Springs. Was it that one? My lungs were hurting watching. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, GoPro, it does okay on the up. Yeah, because there's times, I'll be editing videos and, I'll be surprised that I'm hearing my free hub, because it still looks like it's up, So I think GoPro does maybe accentuate the up a little bit, where it tends to flatten the down.
Flattens it down.
The whole GoPro effect. Do you use the wide view? Do you use the linear narrow view? The little perspective changes everything as far as how fast it looks and slow. That's a whole realm of video editing that I'm still trying to wrap my head around because
Have you thought about, what's funny is, where is it? I got it somewhere in there. The Insta360 really shows it. The Insta360 really shows the down. Anytime I watch somebody with an Insta360, my heart's in my throat or stomach or wherever it goes. It's like, oh my gosh, you can really feel it.
Yeah. And it makes it look faster too.
That's why I want it, because I'll look good.
Right. There's a whole perspective thing, the wider the angle of the lens, the faster it looks like you're moving. When you start squeezing that in, it looks less fast.
The trees are flying by. Mark wants to know, of all the places you've ridden, which place gave you the best memories for, on and off the bike? This is why he has a great podcast. What a great
of all the places I've ridden, the best memories. I'd probably have to say Moab area, just because I've probably spent the most time there. It's a close second with Buena Vista, probably. On the bike, awesome trails. Both these places actually, great trail systems, great trail network, lots of great riding. But off the bike, amazing adventures to have hiking. Moab's got all the rocks, so I dabble in rock climbing a little bit and canyoneering some. So those adventures off the bike, and then there's rafting. I haven't even fiddled with rafting yet, although I do want a little pack raft. But so Moab has so much adventure, and then the town is just really cool. A lot of great places to eat, and things to do there, a lot of great people, and so I'd probably have to say Moab as far as on and off the bike.
See, that's coming up on mountain biking, which is, I'm coming up on, 26, 27 years of riding. MTB Tank. Chunk. Where is he? He's
Chunk.
Right there. MTB Tank. Your sticker keeps coming loose, buddy. I'll spray it with a little 3M something. But coming up on 27 years of mountain biking, Moab that was like the Mecca. That was always my dream place to go.
Mm-hmm.
Describe some of your favorite trails there, and do it slowly for me.
Well, my favorite trail of all time is in this canyon where you're just surrounded by, giant cliffs, and you might even see a base jumper jumping off of one of them.
What? It's just so beautiful. It's
It
just
is. There's a beautiful creek right there, and you have to cross it when you ride this trail, and listen to it, and you climb up. This is Captain Ahab, by the way. And you get to the top, and you just look over the other side, and it's just the amazing valley with the Colorado River running through it. I mean, yeah, you can't ask for anything better.
Mark wants to go. I say we all just get everybody. Look, Jacob, let's do it. Let's all go to Moab.
Yeah, let's have a Moab party.
That was always
let's all go.
Like when I first started this, when I was like 25 years old, that was always my place. And watching you do it, you talk about the scenery and stuff and how beautiful it is. You really capture that in your videos. Where was it? I had to write stuff down because he has so
Not
much.
the one where I was complaining about heat the whole time, right?
No, that was, or Ophir.
Oh, Ophir is amazing.
Ophir. Yeah. Hold on. Where is it? It's up top. It's up top. Up top. I'm back on his YouTube channel. If you're looking or listening on Spotify, where's Ophir? Oh, there's that spoken guy. Let's get that out. This is about you.
Del Nor, it'd be after.
Oh, it's right here. Hold on. I already marked it at 3. at 3 minutes, folks, on his Ophir video on Beyond X YouTube. Look at this. Can you talk about what you were doing here?
Yeah. I had stashed the bike like way below because I knew there was no way in heck I could ride, up this part of the trail. So I stashed the bike and then, just continued on foot in my mountain bike shoes, which, turns out probably not the best choice. But yeah, I mean, it's well worth climbing up here.
Look, how many feet are you up here?
Oh, I think that peak you're looking at straight ahead there is like 12,400 feet, somewhere in that neighborhood. Ice Lake, which is a really popular hike out of Silverton, is just off to the right there, and Island Lake is this.
Well, look at you!
Next to
look at you! You're making my tingle.
Well, that's a little GoPro effect too, It makes things look skinnier than they are.
To tingle, but it's not even how high it is, dude. Look where you just walked up on this huge. And you have clipless shoes, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I've worn them for years.
That's what's so special about this area, though. I mean, you can go to a place like that and turn around 360 degrees, and all you see is mountains and mountains, and trails, more trails that you can ride a mountain bike on. I mean, it just doesn't get any better.
Look, but how many feet did you have to climb up? You stashed your bike, and then how many more feet did you have to go up from?
I probably climbed 800 to 1,000 feet in that neighborhood.
On this shale rock. Look what he's walking on, guys. This is great. Look at this.
Yes, this was a little out of the norm. I don't always do this, but yeah.
But you had to that's.
But I do like to combine, adventures, mountain biking and getting some hiking or some mountain climbing into. That just makes a well-rounded adventure in my mind. But
but that's what's great about, and I want to just let people know that I've immersed myself into his channel, folks, to be able to let you guys know that it's not just the ride that you do. It's the scenery. It's the town that you're in.
And that's Centennial single track. I completely spaced out Centennial single track, but that's kind of a separate little mission that I'm on, is to ride trails in around 100 towns around Colorado.
That's where I wanted to get to next, is because of Centennial.
Yeah.
What possessed you, or where did this idea come from? Possessed you, or where did this come from? How did this idea for 100 places, 100 towns, 100 places to mountain bike?
Well, so I started with, I want to ride all the mountain bike trails in Colorado. I want to ride all of them.
Yeah,
And
why not?
I want to do that whether it's part of YouTube or not. I really want to ride everything there is in Colorado because that's my state. That's where I was born and grew up and all that. And I've only, ridden a fraction of those trails, so I started digging into trail forks, this could be kind of a fun video series too,
Yeah.
To make this a mission, so, I started digging into trail forks and, I don't know that trail forks is like, the definitive database for trails in Colorado, as far as like every trail, but, it's pretty well populated with data. And you just look at it and, there's like, almost 10,000 trails, covering 18,000 miles, and
Wow.
3 million feet of descending. It's in my earlier videos, I did kind of a little intro, and, like do the math, it's like you could spend your lifetime riding trails in Colorado. Like no way I'm going to turn that into a video series. I don't even know if I'll ever get it done in my lifetime. So I started whittling down, how can I, group it, just the black trails or just the, blue and black trails, and then kind of stumbled on the idea of towns because you can filter in trail forks, by regions and towns and stuff. So I started filtering by towns and kind of came up with, around 100 towns, that had mountain biking trails around them. And of course, I'm interested in single track, primarily.
Yeah.
And so, and then, 100 makes sense because Colorado is a centennial state by nickname, the state that came into the Union 100 years after the signing of the Declaration of Independence, almost to the day even. So, 100 trails, centennial. So yeah, centennial single track. So that's what I'm going to do.
I just found that out because you're not going to make some witty little title for your thumbnail. And I'm like, Colorado 100. Like, what's Colorado known for? And it's the Centennial State.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Out of anything, if I learned something, Colorado is a Centennial State.
Great. Glad you can learn something.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining the podcast tonight. No, I'm just kidding. I learned all I needed to learn. Who's Marlene?
Thanks, Marlene. I really appreciate that.
See, I told you. The dogs
Marlene's a stepdaughter.
Yeah. Robert has truly been an inspiration with his videos. Not only did I see an experience on a bike, but it goes beyond what he brings out, that motivation, excitement, and talent.
That's clever.
Yeah, I got to tell you, Marlene, in his videos, he's always, if you will, poo-pooing himself on his skills, and yet he proceeds to go down double black diamonds. Like
even if it's on my face.
The jumping thing, I like how honest you are about that when you were in Durango, because I'm not a jumper as well. I get to the lip of a jump and hit the brake because I do that dead sailor thing.
That's what I do. Get in the air and then turn sideways for some reason. Yeah, not good at jumping. Now,
when you told your wife, and she's all about the outdoors, I'm not saying anything negative about the wife having to travel with you, but does she get really 100 towns, honey? 100 different trail systems?
Yeah, I don't think she fully grasps the scope of what I'm trying to do, and honestly, I'm not sure I did either. It is a lot, and I actually started out with the intention of, okay, I'll go to town, sample a couple trails there, and just get a flavor of each town in their trail systems. But man, when I get to a town, I really enjoy the town and the trails so much, that, I want to write everything, and include all of it in my video, and sometimes it just becomes that, one town is an enormous project. So I've kind of been letting it steer itself, and it'll take as long as it takes. I don't have a time limit. I'm going to do 100 towns in, 1 year or 2 years.
Yeah, you gave yourself an open end.
Yeah, I've been trying to keep one a week. And if that worked out perfectly, it'd be 2 years. 52 videos a year, roughly. And 100 videos, so 2 years to complete it. But it snows in Colorado. You don't necessarily have 52 weeks available in a year. Although there's times I can do more than one in a week. So it might work out. So far, it's kind of on schedule for that 2-year time frame. Of doing 100 towns. 52 ish a year.
Yeah. What is it? What do you do when let me get this out of me. Excuse me, folks. I apologize. Swallowed air. What do you do in the winter in Colorado? Are you going to have to put it all on hold, or are you just going to have to travel further?
Yeah. So Colorado is pretty unique, as far as, you got lower elevations, and I'm talking probably not low to some of the viewers here, but low in my mind is, like 5,000 feet, 4,000 feet above sea level. That some of those places you can ride pretty much year round.
Oh, wow.
So I'm kind of reserving those for the winter, like Gateway, it's one I haven't gone to yet. And it's not that far away. And that's the reason I haven't gone there yet, is because I'm kind of saving it for winter when I can't get up to the higher country. So I'll kind of let the snow chase me down, and at some point I might have to take a break. And then I'll just, go to other places, Sedona. I don't want to stop exploring all the other places I love too, in Utah and Arizona and New Mexico and all that, to do Centennial single track, so winter is a good opportunity to, head to Arizona, and do some videos down that way. So.
And that's just such a great idea. That's such a great idea for a channel, because a lot, with me, I got this is easy. It's, but to find the uniqueness, to pull the viewer in, I think you really hit the nail on the head with this one. It's a great idea. And you bring out, and now you bring your wife, you guys stay in the van.
And the dog.
How are the camping situations everywhere where you go? Have you run into any issues, or do you have any good camping stories, like stuff that's happened?
Not really camping. So my Centennial single track series has kind of an emphasis on dispersed camping. Places that you can van camp. But I'm not talking about Walmart parking lot van camping. I'm talking about finding places, and Colorado is just great for that. There's national forest, all over the place, and you can usually find, really nice, camping places out in the woods, so I'm trying to incorporate that a little bit into Centennial single track videos, here's a good place to camp, dispersed camping, or, here's a campground that's, pretty affordable rate, forest, U.S. Forest campground or something like that. Or if all there is RV camping in the middle of town, I'll say that too. So I kind of have an emphasis on that. And, I've been really happy with, what we found to camp at, in all these places. And my wife has too, she doesn't like camping in, RV resorts and that. She likes to be out in the woods,
Oh, wow.
away from everybody and everything, except the bears, and we don't really have any good camping story. The worst one was probably over toward Grand Junction area. We were camping, didn't know that there was a train track right across the river from us. And, like 2 o'clock in the morning, we hear this, whoa, 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 whoa. And we're like, what is that? Like, whoa, and then pretty soon, like lights start flashing. Like it took us a minute to figure out what it was. And it was this coal train, so it was, this is probably our worst experience ever, honestly. I just can't think of anything, bad.
Yeah, but that's still good. You guys are tucked in, you're ready to get up at like 3 hours, and all of a sudden a train comes through and you didn't know.
That was a little unexpected.
I think I like the fact that you've got the van, though. Having a tent everywhere would be, putting up the tent and stuff. I've always wanted the van.
Yeah. That's why.
That's actually how I got into YouTube, is that I started watching van life videos. And I love it. I think it's great that you guys have and it's got 200,000 miles on it.
Yeah, 230,000 miles on it now.
Shut the front door.
Before this van, we had a Volkswagen Vanagon. That was my first attempt at, vanning. And it was really fun. I loved it because, it's, I don't know, Volkswagens are just unique, from a mechanical perspective, but you have to be willing to work on it. That Vanagon, we lovingly called it Gossamer. Gossamer is a cartoon character out of Bugs Bunny. There's Bugs Bunny. But gossamer also means, by definition, a very fine filament or something like that. And, so that's what held that van together was, this fine filament that broke at every opportunity. So.
Captain Cog's in the house. Wish he had a fan. He's just going to be in a tent. He's going to camping at Leo Carrillo. I don't know where that is. But
yeah.
What's the brand of your van? I think they should get you to They should sponsor you.
Right.
30,000 miles.
Yeah, maybe, well, the one I want to sponsor me is not the one I have, so maybe I shouldn't say what I have. Anybody who watches my channel though, it's a Chevy, and I love Chevy. I'm pretty dedicated to Chevy, but I'm 6'4", right? So there's only a couple of vans out there that really fit a guy my height.
About that.
The Ford Transit's one of them, and the high roof, and that's what I really want to upgrade to at some point. So yeah, if Ford wants to sponsor me at some point, have at it. Tall boy needs a tall van. But speaking of breed, I didn't show you Yeti either. He's right here. You like dogs, right?
I love dogs. People, get up here. What's this guy's name?
This is my sponsor, Yeti.
Yeti. Oh,
Yeti
God.
the dog, not Yeti the bite.
Oh, hey, dude, look at that face. You can't buy that in a store.
Say hi. Say hi.
Look at that. And you've got like 20 kids and grandkids. But you're like, I got a dog.
Yeah, I got a dog. We're empty nesters. All the kids are moved out. So.
God, he's 6'4". You're going to need a bigger van.
Yeah. Well,
he's going to need a bigger van.
I'm going to need a new motor or, a new van here pretty soon, regardless of what I do. So
well, you've got now in this series of 100 different towns and trails that you're riding. What number are you on now?
I'm on number 21, I believe.
Folks, you've got catching up to do.
Yeah.
Everybody in this chat and everybody listening and watching, you got some catching up to do.
I think I started in May, so I'm a little behind. but yeah, I mean, really great adventures, a lot of fun. At this point, the towns are starting to get a little further and further away. So,
yeah.
It's getting a little more challenging. I don't have it all mapped out and perfect. I have a list of 100. I might, change a town or two in there during the process. I don't know. I kicked one off the list and then I put it back on the list because I didn't think there were trails there. But then it turns out there is a pretty fun trail there. So it's a living thing. But the goal's 100.
So there are obviously more than 100 places to ride mountain bikes in Colorado.
Yeah, by far.
What was that process of just nope, this is too far. Let's stick around this area. What was that process like?
Well, whittling it down to single track eliminates a whole bunch of towns. Because
really?
Some of them all there is ATV trails. Double track.
Oh, okay.
There's trails around there, but I really want to be mountain biking on single track trails. So, that whittled a whole bunch down. And then, I want to tend more toward the blue and black trails. Black is my thing. Double black is, my challenge. So, blue, black, and double black, if I can, filter it for that a little bit, that probably eliminates a couple more towns. There's probably a couple towns out there that just have nothing but, some green trails around a little pond or something, so that whittled them down. But yeah, it kind of works out on its own that way, pretty conveniently to about 100 towns with, great mountain biking single track around them.
And so these are just weekends. You just, after being an FBI agent, you hop in the van and just go. Yeah.
Weekends, vacation, comp time, anything I could use throw in it. Yeah. And my wife likes doing a lot of this stuff too. sometimes she's like, why don't you take me to the beach? And like, we'll do that sometimes, but I say, I took you to the beach yesterday. And she's like, what? Like, yeah, I was in Utah. Like, I can't help that it's millions of years old and, lithified into rock now, but it was a beach.
But it was a beach at one point at some time.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that great to be able to have the support of your significant other?
It is. Yeah. I mean, yeah, absolutely necessary.
I mean, to do what you do, your job, I'm sure, you're taking bullets for the president and stuff like that. But the fact that she's also, and I think this for any other creator that has significant other like mine or whatever, just they're okay with our journey on this YouTube thing.
Mm-hmm.
Our journey as creators is to have that person that backs you on it. I mean, you don't take that for granted. I'm sure you sit back and go, wow, I'm doing something crazy. I'm X amount of years old, 52 in a couple of weeks. And I've got this person I want you to do more.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
Having the support is absolutely critical and amazing, and I'm extremely thankful for it.
Yeah.
It's for me to be able to, do the things I really like doing and enjoy, and spend all summer doing side jobs to pay for a bike and things like that, and still have her blessing on doing it, is pretty amazing. So
yeah, because I mean, she signed up for you flying Air Force One, but didn't know that you were going to be a YouTuber.
Yeah, in addition to regular job, right?
In addition to like taking out leaders from other countries, and like sprinkling in different parts of your job. But yeah, I guess I'm just realizing it now for myself, is that how amazing the people that are behind us or with us, next to us, not behind us, next to us, as creators doing this. Just wow. Because they didn't sign on for us to do like YouTube.
Right. Yeah, you want to be a what?
You want to do what?
Right.
How old are you?
Yeah.
That's great. How much fun are you having doing this? Just the YouTube thing and creating. I mean, just to have something on the side.
Oh, it's immensely fun, and that's an important part to me, is to try to keep it fun, so I don't have these giant aspirations of, man, I'm going to, quit my job and do this full time, and make a career out of it. I want to keep it fun, maybe a little more than a hobby. I'd like it to be self-supporting, that would be nice,
Yeah.
But I don't want it to be a job and become something that's not as fun anymore, because I really do enjoy doing it. I mean, obviously I enjoy mountain biking, and, nothing can make me give that up, but the video, creating the videos and editing them, and trying to figure out all the little nuts and bolts of YouTube, and, what makes, good content that's watchable, and what's too long of a video and what's too short, it's all very entertaining, very fun, that, a fun challenge to try to figure out, and I have a really short attention span. So as long as I'm challenged with trying to figure something out, it's going to be fun for me, so if I keep it challenging, and keep it fun, then, yeah, it's just great. And, keep doing it as long as I can. It's kind of my,
that's what's great about this. And there's a kid on this comment section, Mark, kept me going, is that and I've said this before, when I first started, I was getting kind of uninspired. I was kind of getting in this down funk of like I'm not getting the views, I'm not getting the subscribers, I'm not getting this. And it wasn't about me at that time. It was always about like, I want these people to know that someone's going to watch them. Like, why are they even coming on if they're going to watch? And he told me, he was just like, are you having fun? You get a paycheck, don't you? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, you're having fun. Yeah. So, I mean, there's really no reason for you to not do it.
Yeah. And, and that's really the real fun in it for me, in the end.
You don't have to.
yeah, I don't have to, you know, and if there's one person that says, that was awesome, I really enjoyed it, I mean, that's all the reward right there. Like, oh man, yeah, I'm gonna keep doing this forever. I mean, if there's one person that likes my content, heck yeah, like I'm gonna keep doing it because I really enjoy putting it together and making it, videos. I mean, you have photography and then you have videography. That's photography, but it's moving and it has sound with it. It's like such a challenging thing to figure out to begin with. And then incorporate all the nuances of getting views and likes and all that kind of stuff on YouTube. I mean, I don't know. It's really fun and neat, and I've never been about the numbers, so.
If you figure it out, give me a text.
Right.
How to do it all.
Yeah. Yeah. I know there's tricks, I could be a lot better at, social media and, spreading things like that and, tweak what the algorithm better with keywords and, search engine optimization and all that, or whatever SEO means. I think that's what it means. But
what is that? What did you say? Somebody I get emails sometimes, and I don't know if Mark or any of you guys, Fracture Rod, Captain Sky, all you guys, but unique to a podcast, people to email me and say, we have been studying your channel, and I know it's spam. It's got to be spam. We've been studying your channel, and we've noticed that your SEO, is that what you said, SEO, right?
Yeah.
Don't even know what that is. They took a screenshot of my channel and all these analytics from my channel and said that we can help you. Have you ever gotten anything like that?
I have. And I've do
you think it's real?
TubeBuddy. I don't think the emails, I think those are just, people marketing, trying to
because you'll
know buy things.
And we'll help you raise your SEO or something like that.
Yeah.
No, I'm just having fun here.
Right. And that's it. I mean, you can pay, to promote things. You can pay Facebook to promote, your ads and, all that kind of stuff. But, for me, it hasn't been for the numbers, like I don't pay that much attention to analytics. I watch, how many views a video gets, more for curiosity than anything. There's a Durango video, like one of the first videos I did from long ago. It seems to get more views than any of them. And I think it's one of my worst videos. So, go figure. I mean, you probably can't predict it anyway. So, I'm not focused at all on, numbers.
I don't, if someone could please write a book for everyone on YouTube to be incredibly successful with numbers and money, if you could write a book, that's your $1 billion idea right there. I'm just going to throw it out there in the ether. If somebody comes up with the idea of how to do it perfectly, because I'll put a video of me just doing a pump track, a short. Literally, I didn't fall. I didn't do anything. I got like 12,000 views.
Yeah.
And then I'll do something really cool and I'll get like 150.
Right.
So it's like,
it's the weirdest thing.
There's your $1 billion idea.
You put something out there, this is gonna be awesome. Somebody else just did this and they got like 10 million views on their video, and I do the same ride and you're like, nothing. It's like, but this other video that I'm not, very excited about, that I did gets a lot more views. Like, I don't know, it's and it's not all the algorithm's fault, it's viewers, but I don't know that you can really predict it. So
this channel though is just spectacular. The scenery that you get. Melissa, which one? Oh, I wanted to bring up vitamin B. That one, that's one of those where I'm watching here. I'm pulling up vitamin B on his YouTube page. You take a bit of a spill. We got to pay the commercials. Got to do the commercial. Got to pay the bills. Where was it? It's all, gosh darn, these rocks everywhere. It's just, is this where you eat it?
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about this. Now, look at all you love your rocks. You love your rock faces, your rock slabs.
being
You get
happy.
caught right. I could see where your tire gets caught right there. Luckily, that's quote unquote quote sand.
Right. Yeah. It was not too bad to land in, but that was my hardest thump so far.
But you get up, you know you're being recorded, right?
Yeah.
I got to ask this about it to a YouTuber because I've wrecked on my bike, and I actually made an entire video out of how bad it was and how bad it hurt. You got up and you're like, oh, okay. And you do the little, you get that little giggle, and then you get up and you're walking around. And I'm like, is he holding it back because he's on camera?
Well, I didn't hold it back when I hit. That was a little embarrassing. But yeah, I don't know. Knowing I was recording myself and not wanting to delete that part because that's like a very real part of that adventure. It's like wanted it to be in the video. I guess I didn't want to crash, but since I did, it was real. It was like, well, it'd probably stay in the video. So yeah, maybe I held it back a little bit. It didn't hurt at the time, but a few days later, I had some bruising in my rib. It was like, yeah, that could have hurt. My watch told me I, fell. So,
oh, that was funny. So your watch wanted to call 911 or something.
Yeah, I wanted to contact emergency services, which that's the only time it's done that. So it's pretty accurate. I mean, that's pretty amazing to me that a watch can tell the difference between just falling and having, what is potentially a serious crash, should I call emergency services for you? So that's pretty cool.
I just think it's interesting is that when people do add the wreck and spokesman says he wears his camera the whole time to capture everything because it is real. It is part of the riding. You got to pay, the trail gods every now and then. But the fact that you kept going, I remember the last time I wrecked, as soon as I hit, my back still hurt. This happened a month ago. I landed on a log. And as soon as I hit the log, I was like, oh, GoPro, stop recording. I was like, I don't want any more of this on camera, man. I'm not doing well here. I'm old. It hurts. Oh,
speaking of Steve says he wears his camera the entire ride. He's the one I really enjoy watching crash, honestly, because he just makes so much light of it. It's amazing. How can you crash and still be so joyful and cheerful and so entertaining? I don't know. Steve cracks me up. I love it. And when somebody else crashes, I told Steve, there's one video he did where somebody he's riding with crashed and got hurt, pretty bad. And Steve was, helping them out and all that. And man, if I want Steve there when I crash, because Steve's the bedside manner is just amazing with that guy.
I got to ride with him one day, man. He just seems like a really, really great guy. Jarno out there in Finland says, if you crash and didn't film it, did you even crash?
Right.
No.
Right. Yeah.
No, none of it counts. If I go riding now, since you've become a YouTuber, that's a good Jarno. Thank you. Now that you're a YouTuber, is there ever a ride where you don't wear the GoPro, or you're like, I got 100 places I got to capture on camera? So is it all camera now?
No, I ride quite a bit without the GoPro.
Okay.
I GoPro what I want to make a video out of, so, when I'm doing the 100 towns, I'm, town to town, I'm pretty much got the GoPro on all the time, but, I ride quite a bit without the GoPro. It's nice to be out of the bra for a while,
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't record everything. And, that is probably the first crash, actual crash that I've ever got on camera, I don't know. It just, I don't record 100% of my rides,
Okay.
and that, I tend to crash in places that are pretty boring. That was probably the most interesting place I crashed. The accidents always happen on the way home, So.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mia from the Women's Mountain Bike Network. Sup, everyone? Sorry, yeah, you're going to have to catch up, sister. You got family. I got crazy dogs. We've gone. I could go 5 hours with you. And we've got to do, folks, everyone in this comment section, we've got to get together and do like a Moab. We've got a guide. Where's the hand? Where's the hand? Where's the hand? How do you do this? There it is right there. We've got a guide. We've got a guide. What keeps you going, man? What inspires you? What is it about the bike that you love the most?
It's just the adventure, honestly. I mean, the mountain bike is such an amazing tool. You know, I mean, it's come so far in the technology that you can hop on a bike and find yourself 30 miles in the middle of nowhere, you know, in like 4 hours, you know, like, I mean, come on, you know, what's more adventurous than that? You know, like, it's just amazing where you can go on the mountain bike. And I mean, there's always something, you know, just Colorado alone, you know, a lifetime of trails here probably, you know, and there's, you know, 50 states and countries and, you know, I mean, there's no end to it and to what you can explore. And the fact that you can ride a mountain bike or push it, you know, and ride it part of the time even, you know, it's just, you can get so far out and see so much, you know, and it's all under your own power, you know, so it's extremely rewarding and it's healthy, you know, I mean, it's, so that's what keeps me going. Like, you know, I feel like if I keep riding a bike for the rest of my life, one, I'll live a lot longer. Two, I'll stay moving a lot longer, you know, provided I don't, you know, end up with a, you know, really bad crash.
If you don't use it, if you don't use it, you lose it. I honestly believe that you need to keep moving.
There was
no
a
matter
guy,
what. You
there
can
was a
find
gentleman in Durango that I rode with all the time on the road bike. He was in his 80s. We did this Sunday group ride all the time on the road bike, and he was in his 80s, you know, and on the bike, you'd never know he was anywhere near that old. You get off the bike and he's this rickety old man, you know, and his motto was just keep moving.
He's giving me gems here, folks. Yeah, we lost your video.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, but backyard shredder. Yeah, my sentiment exactly. That's why I threw it up there.
Oh, battery exhausted.
30, yes, he said 30 miles, folks. If you get 10 out of me on a trail, it's a good day. Spokesman Steve, e-bike. Yes, dude, I bring this up to my wife constantly. She goes, "You just got a bike." And I'm like, yeah, but e-bike, I could do longer. I could ride for longer. Shit, yes, Mia's down. Mia's down for anything. I could be like, you want to go riding in the swamps here in Florida? And Mia'd be like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. You live longer if you stop. Not now. This is Dad, right? Yeah. I wish I could ride like your son. E-bikes are the best. Yes. Thank you. I rode an e-bike. I guess he's still working on his camera. But yes, I rode a YT decoy that Mr. Joey Yates got me to use out there at Snow Summit, Sky Park in California. Yes, it's Dad. Yeah. If you don't know this, everybody knows Backyard Shredder. Don't worry about it. Fractured Rider, your camera. What happened to your camera, Bubby?
The battery exhausted. Apparently, when it's plugged into the computer and you're using it to stream, it doesn't charge while it's doing that, apparently.
So it's so bad for the wallet. Yes.
Right out of battery.
Bro, the decoy is a great bike. Yes, I had a Core 4. That bike was above my pay grade, but it was incredible. I guess he's fixing his camera right now. Well, that's fine. That's fine. I can yap forever. I do it all day long, and then I come here and do it. Joe even put your sticker on that bike. He made it mine. It was so nice. Can you still see me, though?
Yeah, I can still see you. I'm switching to my integrated camera on the web. How about that?
You're a little bit darker now.
Yeah, the picture quality sucks, but yeah.
Oh gosh, but we've got your beautiful face still.
No, yeah.
So great answer to the last question. What inspired you? And I can't even think of the second one because I've been yapping. But to wrap it up, like, what keeps you going on the YouTube? Is it just fun, or do you like the interaction with the community?
It's fun. definitely like the interaction with the viewers and the community. I mean, everyone I've met, that's also a creator is just awesome. And the viewers are awesome, and, now that there's some members on, the Buy Me a Coffee thing, it's just incredible. I mean, that just feeds my ego, I mean, it feeds my soul, to be more accurate. I don't want to have an ego. I don't think I have an ego, but
No.
I really, all that's fun. I enjoy creating. I enjoy the technical aspects of it, and I enjoy the feedback and the interaction with the community, and getting to talk to people like you and, Aaron and Brian and everybody, and Steve. It's just, I enjoy the heck out of all of it. And I think, mountain biking in general, a lot of that comes down to just, the social component, and being able to ride with people and, have friends and things like that. It's very fulfilling and feeds the soul. So
Yeah, it's just gosh darn fun.
yeah,
It really is. YouTubing is fun. I needed a creative outlet, and I guess maybe all of us do, and we like doing it. But it's just so gosh darn fun. That's all I can say. And
it is.
And you're doing such a great job at it.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that.
No, really. I mean,
and it's something you can always keep learning at too, and just, keep discovering new things and keep trying to, make better videos or, better storylines or, content like that. I mean, there's always something new to learn, something new to reach out to, a new, angle you can take your videos. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. The opportunities are just so endless. I don't see me ever getting tired of it.
I want to learn about this buy a coffee. I got to go back on the buy a coffee thing and get into that. Steve says it best. We are so lucky to be part of such a great group of people. My wife doesn't mountain bike at all. And she is addicted to these podcasts. She loves watching videos. She just thinks this is the most incredible group of people, even when people like, I'm sure you have the same thing as I do, and I'm way older than you are, but people, you're a YouTuber? And my wife would be like, no, she'll be like, no, before I can even say anything, she'll be like, no, you don't understand. It is so much fun. These people are incredible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you feel that way? Like, do you get that when somebody goes, you're a YouTuber? Do you get that?
I really haven't gotten much of the, like, you're a YouTuber thing. Like, because, I see people in trails, and they see me with a camera and like, oh yeah, he's a YouTuber, I haven't broadcasted it at work so much. There's a couple people at work that know, I'd probably get some of that from them just because they'd pick on me, but they'd go and watch it, I'm sure. But yeah, it's I don't know, the community and all that is so fun. And it really is a lot of fun to do. And being able to drag my wife along with me into it, is
that's the best. Backyard Shredder mountain bike community is the best. It really is obnoxiously great. Folks, do what Mark just did. Go and subscribe to Beyond X. For this kid over here, let's support him. Let's help him out. If you're new to this channel, if your family was new to this channel, go ahead and like and subscribe. Smash that like button. That'd be great. Robert, I can't thank you enough, dude.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate you having me here. And your channel is really fun and entertaining to watch. I love these live things, and it's entertaining and educational. I mean, just even as a creator, a small time creator, just being able to watch, what you're talking to other people about, on their mountain bike adventure on YouTube or whatever they're doing, or it's guiding or, any of that kind of stuff. I mean, it's so fun to watch, and I hope you keep doing it because it is really entertaining. And yeah, definitely go subscribe to John for sure. And subscribe to me if you want, if you find it entertaining or
I appreciate the kind words, because again, like you, I have a paycheck. I just really enjoy helping get people's stories out there. I mean, I'm sure some of these people in the comment section didn't know who Beyond X was, and now They do.
Yeah.
And they're hopefully they'll go on and check it out. If you're listening on to Spotify, iTunes, go check out Beyond X, folks. Beyond X, folks. And check out his great riding videos. There's so many.
Yeah.
It's obnoxiously awesome, and they're just really great POVs with towns, food, lodging, camping. It's just incredible. Folks, thank you so much in the comment section.
Yeah,
I appreciate your support.
Thanks.
I had such a blast. We got some new ones in here. Aaron, Mountain Biking Adventures. Thank you so much. There's some other people. Oh, your family and stuff.
Yeah.
Backyard Shredder, Steve, all you guys. Darn it. Thank you. And now get out of here and go, if you can, get your bikes dirty. Thanks, guys.
Agreed.